Ever love someone so much you forgot to love yourself? Your phone glows at night. One text from her. Hey! Suddenly, boom! Your heart races like a drum. You smile, stare, dream. But the next day, nothing. Silence. You check the screen every 5 minutes. Still nothing. Now your heart feels like a stone in your chest. Why does one tiny word lift you so high, then drop you so low? That swing isn't love. It's addiction. And it's stealing your peace. 1. The candy and crash cycle. Addiction works like candy. Bite. Big sugar rush. Sweet. Crash. Empty stomach. Ouch. One-sided love is the same. Tiny high equals rush. Long silence equals crash. Your brain begs, more sugar. So you send another text. You give more attention, but the sweet never lasts. 2. The slot machine phone. Every swipe, any second, she might reply. Ding, you win. No ding, try again. It's like a slot machine. You keep pulling the lever, spending time, hope, energy. Sometimes you get 3 cherries. Most times, 0. And still you keep playing. Why? Because maybe the next pull will bring the jackpot. 3. How your heart becomes a battery. She drains. Picture your heart as a phone battery at 100%. Each time she ignores you, 10% vanishes. Each late night hope drains 5% more. Soon you're at 5%. Red light flashing. But instead of charging alone, you wait for her to plug you in. She never does. Your screen goes black. That empty feeling? That's addiction. The mirage in the desert. You're thirsty in a desert. Far ahead, water, you run. It shimmers, fades, moves. You run again. But it's only a mirage. One-sided love is that mirage. You think you see a future, a maybe, a someday. But every step closer shows it's not real. The desert sun burns you, not her. 5. The red flags your heart paints green. She cancels often, you say she's busy. She flirts but never commits. You say she's shy. She disappears. You say her phone died. You repaint every warning sign. Why? Because admitting the truth hurts, but lies hurt longer. 6. Why you keep holding on. Your brain loves patterns. Rush, crash, rush feels familiar. It's like rocking on a broken chair, creaky but known. New chairs feel strange, steady, quiet. So you stick with the creak. That comfort is addiction's glue. 7. Love versus addiction. The simple test. Ask, if I stop giving, does anything change? Love answers, I give back. Addiction stays silent. If nothing changes when you pause, you were the only giver. 8. The silent cost, your missed life. While you wait for her bubble to pop up, your workout shoes gather dust. Your guitar sits in the corner, out of tune. Your friends laugh at pizza night without you. Life is happening outside the waiting room. Addiction locks the door from inside. 9. The brave first step. Look in the mirror, not at the screen. Turn the phone face down. Stand in front of a mirror. Ask out loud, do I feel respected? Do I feel chosen? Do I feel happy most days? If the answers are no, no and no, it's time to walk. 10. Walking away. Walking toward yourself. Walking away is scary, but picture 2 roads. Road 1, same loop. Hope, crash, hurt. Road 2, new path. Gym, hobbies, smiles, calm. The first step onto road 2 is heavy, but each next step feels lighter. Soon you see color again. You laugh without checking your notifications. You sleep without waiting for buzzes. You remember you. Absence. The medicine that heals the addiction. What if your silence could speak louder than all your words? Think about this. What if doing nothing made her wonder about everything? What if your quiet, your calm, your distance started echoing in her mind like a song stuck on repeat? This isn't about being rude. This isn't about games. This is about freedom. Because when you stop chasing, begging, and hoping, you start healing. 1. Your absence is a mirror, not a weapon. When you give someone space, something powerful happens. They get a clear mirror. No distractions, no noise, no constant attention. Just silence. In that silence, they feel. They ask themselves, why don't I hear from him? Did I mess up? Was I too cold? The answers don't come from your words. They come from your absence. 2. Attention makes her feel full. Absence makes her feel the gap. If she's used to you always being there, like a warm light switch she flips on and off, she doesn't see your value. She only sees your shadow. But when that light turns off, suddenly, darkness. Suddenly, she can feel what's missing. That gap, that hole, that silence, it starts talking to her. And guess what it says? It wasn't supposed to feel this empty without him. 3. Your calm distance triggers her curiosity. When you step back, not with anger, but with peace, she gets confused. She was expecting a text, a like, a call, a check-in. But you're quiet now. She asks herself, why isn't he chasing me? Why does he seem fine? That's not manipulation. That's masculine calm. That's power. And deep down, it makes her wonder, what if he's slipping away for real? 4. Absence isn't punishment. It's protection. You're not disappearing to hurt her. You're pulling inward to protect yourself, to charge your mind, to feed your purpose, to stop giving energy to someone who only takes. And maybe, just maybe, She'll look around and notice you were the bright spot in her gray sky. But now you're gone, and the clouds feel heavy. 5. Reclaiming your time. Rebuilding your power. Every second you give to a person who doesn't choose you is a second stolen from your dreams, from your focus, from your strength. But once you start using that time to build you, the gym becomes therapy. Your hobbies start to glow again. Your sleep returns. Your peace grows like a flame in a dark cave. And that flame, it lights up your new path without her in it. 6. When she notices you're gone, it's already too late. If she only starts to miss you when you're not feeding her attention, she never truly valued you. She valued your energy, not your soul. But by then, you'll be so full, so calm, so focused, you won't want to go back. Because now you see it. She didn't break your heart. She revealed it was already bending, and your absence saved it from snapping. Scarcity. Why being rare makes you magnetic. What if showing up less made her chase you more? Imagine there's one golden ticket in the whole world. Everybody wants it, right? Now imagine you are that ticket. Rare, hard to find, worth more because you're not everywhere. That's the power of scarcity. And today you'll learn how it flips the chase. 1. Everyday things get ignored. Rare things get protected. Think of coins on the sidewalk. People walk right past. Now think of a diamond ring lying there. Everyone stops. Why? Because diamonds are rare. When you stop handing out your time like spare coins, you turn your attention into a diamond. 2. Scarcity isn't hiding. It's choosing. You're not vanishing. You're choosing where and when you shine. You text when you have space, not when you feel panic. You meet when it fits your schedule, not her last-second plan. That choice tells her, my time is special. 3. Always on makes you background noise. If the TV is always playing the same show, you tune it out. If you are always texting first, calling first, waiting online, she tunes you out too. Silence between episodes makes the next one exciting. Give her gaps so your presence feels like a premiere, not reruns. 4. Make plans, then keep them, even if she calls. It's gym night. Go lift. Guys pizza night. Go laugh. Study hour. Go learn. If she texts mid-set, phone stays in the locker. That discipline screams, he has a life. I want in. 5th, let her wonder. What's he doing? You don't post 50 selfies from the couch. You post one photo hiking a cliff, then disappear. No caption saga, just a view. Now her mind runs wild. Who's he with? How did he find that spot? Why didn't he invite me? Curiosity equals attraction. 6. Short, strong replies. Beat long, weak essays. She asks, Busy today? Old you, 10 lines explaining. New you. Yep, big project. Talk later. Boom. Clear, calm, confident. Every word matters more because you use fewer words. 7. Scarcity sparks effort. When you're rare, she has to work a little. She plans earlier. She texts first. She shows up on time. Effort reveals interest. And if she won't put in effort, you've just learned she's not worth yours. 8. No is a powerful magnet. Kindly saying no to a last-minute invite? That's not rude. That's respect for yourself. It signals, I'm not an option, I'm a priority on my terms. That boundary? It's magnetic. 9. Scarcity protects your energy bank. Every day you have 100 energy coins. Give 90 to chasing her, you're broke. Save 80 for your goals. Give her 20 when she's earned it. You stay rich inside. And success, peace, growth, those are attractive. 10. Rare plus real, unforgettable. Fake scarcity is acting busy while scrolling. Real scarcity is being busy, growing stronger, calmer, wiser. When she meets a man who's genuinely rare and genuinely kind, she remembers him. Even when the phone is dark, even when other guys shout for her attention, because rarity plus authenticity equals magnetism. Confidence that speaks without words. What if you didn't have to say a word and she could still feel your power? Imagine walking into a room. No fancy clothes, no loud voice, no trying too hard. Yet every head turns. People notice. She notices. Why? Because real confidence doesn't need to talk. It shows up, strong and silent. 1. Loud isn't strong. Calm is. You don't need to brag. You don't need to tell her, I'm the man. You show it by being calm under pressure. When the world's shouting and you're still steady. That's real power. That's real AURA. 2. Competence builds. Quiet strength. Can you fix the thing? Solve the problem? Handle the moment? Then you're a man with real confidence. You don't need gold chains or six-packs. You need skills. A man who can do things walks different, and women feel it. 3. Talk less, do more. Anyone can say they'll build a business. Only a few actually do it. Anyone can say they'll be there for her. Only a few show up, stay calm, and mean it. Real confidence doesn't need to promise, it delivers. The man who doesn't flinch wins. She tests you, she plays games, she gets moody or confusing. The weak man reacts fast, texts, begs, pleads. But the confident man, he breathes, he observes, he decides, he doesn't flinch, and that makes her pause and respect you. 5. Confidence is knowing you'll be okay without her. Here's the truth. If she walks away, will your world fall apart? If yes, you're in trouble. If no, you're free. That quiet, deep knowing, I'll be just fine without her. That's confidence most men never reach. And women feel it. 6. She can smell desperation and confidence. Desperation is loud. Pick me, love me, I'll do anything. Confidence is silent. I choose. I stay calm. I walk if I must. And guess what? She chases the one who walks slow, not the one who runs fast after her. 7. Inner peace equals outer power. You meditate, you read, you train, you focus, you stay quiet in storms. All this builds a silent wall of power around you. You don't have to yell. Your peace is your presence, and your presence is power. 8. You don't need to impress. You need to express. Confidence isn't saying, "Look at me." It's saying, "Here's who I am. Take it or leave it." When a man expresses himself clearly and calmly, he becomes rare. And rare men attract deeply. 9. Confidence doesn't beg for answers. She says she's confused. She gives mixed signals. A confident man doesn't beg. Please tell me what this means. He steps back. He keeps living. He lets her earn his attention again. That silence, that pause, it screams confidence. 10. Be the rock, not the leaf. Leaves blow with the wind. Rocks stay. Be the rock. Still, grounded, unshaken by storms. She might test. She might pull away. But the man who stays grounded in his own value, that's the man she regrets losing. Emotional control, the secret weapon most men ignore. If she can control how you feel, she controls your life. So what happens when you stop reacting? Everything changes. Let's be real. She pulls away. You panic. She sends a cold text. You overthink for hours. She says, "I just need space." You fall apart. That's not love. That's emotional slavery. But what if you didn't flinch? What if her words couldn't break you because you were already whole? 1. Reaction is weakness, response is power. Boys react, men respond. When you hear something that hurts, don't blow up. Don't chase. Don't panic. Breathe. Slow down. Speak from strength, not fear. That's power she doesn't expect. 2. She feeds off chaos, but respects. Calm. Some women stir drama just to feel alive. It's like emotional fishing. She throws bait. Will you bite? If you snap back, argue, or beg? She wins, but if you stay calm, you break the pattern. Now she's not in control. You are. 3. Emotional mastery makes you a mystery. She understands most men. They explode. They cry. They chase. But you don't react. You don't break. You stay quiet, focused, unbothered. That confuses her. That pulls her in. She starts wondering, why isn't he chasing me like the others? 4. Feel everything but show only. What's useful? Being stoic doesn't mean you feel nothing. It means you don't show everything. You feel anger? Cool. But you don't punch walls. You feel sad? Fine. But you don't send 20 texts at 2 a.m. You sit with it. You understand it. You keep moving. That control is rare. And rare is attractive. 5. When you master emotions, you win the game. She tries to make you jealous. You nod and go back to building your life. She says she's unsure. You say, take all the time you need. Then you vanish into your purpose. That silence, that peace. It's not cold, it's controlled. And it drives her crazy, in the best way. 6. Women want to feel safe, not chased by chaos. Think about it. Why do women love calm men? Because calm feels safe, strong, rooted. A man who can't control his anger, she fears him. A man who cries every week, she doubts him. But a man who feels deeply and still leads with peace, that's her dream. 7. Peace is louder than drama. Everyone's loud today, on social media, in relationships, in fights. But the man who lives in peace, who says little and means much, he becomes loud without raising his voice. She leans in closer. She wants to understand him. Why? Because mystery is born in restraint. 8. The man who doesn't flinch stays in control. Here's a secret. She can only play you if you let her. She can only confuse you if you overthink. But when your emotions are steady, you make clear decisions. You walk when needed. You speak when it matters. That's how you become unbreakable. 9. She'll say you don't care. That's a test. She'll say, why don't you fight for me? She wants to see if you'll fold, if you break your calm for her chaos. But when you say, I care, I just don't chase confusion, you pass the test. You show her you're not ruled by fear. 10. Stay quiet long enough, and she'll speak the truth. If you stay calm, if you don't explode, if you don't chase, she'll eventually show her real feelings. Most men never give it time. But the man with emotional control, he watches, he waits, he chooses. And that man never begs. Scarcity. Why the less she gets you, the more she wants you. Want to know the fastest way to kill her interest? Be too available. Be too eager. Be too easy. But when you become rare, you become unforgettable. Let's think about this. Ever notice how people don't chase what they already have? They chase what's just out of reach. Not too far, but not too close either. That's the power of scarcity. The more she sees you everywhere, the less she feels anything. But the moment you become rare, the moment you stop always being there, her mind starts spinning. Why chasing her kills it, but chasing purpose brings her back. Ever notice? The moment you stop caring, she starts calling. The second you focus on your life, she wants back in. Why? Because chasing her pushes her away, but chasing your purpose pulls her closer. Let's break something big today. You've been told, go after her. Show her you care. Be a gentleman. Be available. Be romantic. Prove your love. But what happened? She lost interest. She got bored. She disappeared. Why does this keep happening? Because you chased her. Instead of chasing something greater. Your mission, your path, your purpose. And women can feel that. When she becomes your everything, you become nothing to her. But when you have a mission, a purpose that lights your soul on fire, she starts asking questions like, where is he going? Why does he feel so different? Why do I want to be around him so bad? 1. Your mission makes you magnetic. When you're not chasing her, when you're chasing your goals, your body, your future, you glow. There's a fire behind your eyes, a calm strength in your voice, and she feels it. You're not asking for her attention. You're not begging for her texts. You're creating gravity, and she wants to be pulled into that world. 2. Chasing her makes you small. Building yourself makes you huge. Let's say you chase a butterfly. The more you run after it, the more it flies away. But the moment you sit still, focused on something else, it lands on your shoulder. Same with women. When she sees that your life is full without her, that you're fine on your own, she starts to wonder, why doesn't he need me? Why isn't he obsessed with me? And then she starts to chase. 3. Women don't want to be your plan A. Here's what nobody tells you. When you make her your whole world, she doesn't feel special. She feels pressured. No woman wants to be the reason you wake up in the morning. She wants to be the one who joins you after you've already built your reason. Women want to be part of a man's journey, not the man's destination. So let her watch you climb. Let her see you grow. Let her feel what it's like to love a man who's not sitting around, waiting. 4. When you don't chase, you choose. Chasing her means you're waiting for her answer, her choice, her approval. But when you focus on your path, something changes. You stop reacting. You stop waiting. You start choosing. And now, she's not the one in control. You are, not from ego, from purpose. And that energy, it's addicting. 5. She can't follow you if you're standing still. How can she follow a man who's going nowhere? Think about it. If you're texting all day, sitting on your couch, staring at your phone for her reply, you're stuck. But if you're growing, reading, lifting, building your future, you're moving forward. And now she sees you like a fast-moving train. She has two choices: get on board or get left behind. And guess what? That choice gets her attention. 6. The man on his mission is rare and irresistible. Most men are lost, scrolling, chasing, waiting, trying to impress. But when you're focused on your goals and not her replies, you become different, rare. And in this world, rare things are remembered. They don't beg, they don't chase. They attract, not with tricks, with power. 7. Her respect grows when your focus does. You think she'll love you more if you're always there, but it's the opposite. When she sees you focused, when she sees you saying no to her because you're saying yes to your mission, she respects you more. She watches you differently. She starts trying harder because now you're not hers. You're his, the man who belongs to his purpose first. And that man, he's unforgettable. Be the mountain she climbs, not the dog who chases. Let other men run after her. Let them beg. Let them shrink. You rise. You become the mountain. And when she looks up and sees the man who didn't chase her, but chased something bigger, that's the moment she regrets ever walking away. Stillness equals power. Why calm men make women spin? Ever notice the man who speaks less moves slow and seems like nothing bothers him? Suddenly has everyone's eyes on him, especially hers. It's not magic, it's stillness, and it makes her head spin. Let's slow things way down today, because in a world full of noise, drama, and desperate energy, there is something rare, something quiet, something powerful. A calm man, a man who doesn't rush to respond, a man who doesn't panic when things feel uncertain, a man who doesn't need to explain, prove, or chase. This kind of man makes her think, makes her wonder, makes her want to understand him. Why? Because stillness is strength. 1. Calm men seem in control, even when chaos is loud. Most guys, they freak out. She pulls away and they panic. She goes cold and they start texting like crazy. Did I do something wrong? Are you okay? What happened? But the calm man, he doesn't fold. He doesn't chase. He lets the storm pass. And guess what? That silence speaks louder than any words. It says, I'm good either way. I'm not moved by fear. I know my value. And to a woman, that's electric. 2. Silence creates curiosity, and curiosity pulls her in. Ever noticed that mystery pulls people in? If you give someone a full book with the ending spoiled, they stop reading. But if the story pauses halfway, if the answers are missing, they can't stop thinking about it. Same with your energy. When you stop over-explaining, when you let your actions speak, when you're just calm, quiet and steady. She starts wondering, what is he thinking? Why isn't he chasing me? Why does his peace bother me so much? Because now, she's the one spinning, not you. 3. Emotional outbursts. Weak. Calm reactions equals power. You know what really shakes a woman? Not yelling, not arguing, not slamming doors. It's when she throws a storm your way and you don't flinch. You just sit there, breathe, hold eye contact, and respond with peace, not anger, not emotion. Just grounded, slow confidence. That scares her in a good way, because it shows her this man has mastered himself. And that's rare. 4. Calm men don't chase closure. They become the closure. When she leaves, when she goes cold, when she says, "I'm confused," most men demand answers. They send texts like, "Please talk to me. Just tell me what I did. I need to know." But the calm man? He walks away with silence. Not because he's bitter, but because he knows the truth. If you're unsure about me, I'm sure about myself. He becomes the ending. She doesn't leave him. He lets her go, and days, weeks, months later, that stillness haunts her. Because now, he's the one she can't stop thinking about. 5. Stillness is confidence, without needing to say a word. A loud man may look tough, but a calm man, he looks like he's seen things, like he knows who he is, like he doesn't need to talk big, because he is big. That's not fake confidence, that's stoic presence. And in her heart, she feels safer, more excited, and even intimidated by that. Because calmness is a sign of someone who is sure of himself. That is extremely rare, and it pulls her in like gravity. 6. When you're calm, she has to come to you to feel certain. Most guys rush to make a woman feel secure. They text all day. They try to fix things fast. They try to win her back. But the man who sits calmly, quietly, without begging or chasing, that man is like a puzzle piece that doesn't force itself to fit. He just waits until the right hand reaches for it. When she doesn't feel your panic, when she doesn't see you chasing, she starts to question herself. And eventually, she comes back. Not because of what you did, but because of how calmly you didn't do anything. Be the calm in her chaos, and she'll never forget you. You don't need to talk louder. You don't need to argue harder. You don't need to prove yourself. You just need to sit in your peace. Let her noise bounce off your silence. Let her energy crash against your stillness. Because when a woman meets a man who can stay grounded while the whole world shakes, she realizes one powerful truth. This man isn't just different, he's unforgettable. Letting go without a fight, the move that stings her soul. What if I told you it's not begging, texting, or explaining that makes her regret losing you, but walking away with peace in your heart and silence on your lips? This is the part most men never understand. when a woman pulls away, when she starts acting cold. Most guys go into panic mode. They send the long texts. They ask, "Can we talk?" They say, "I'll change, I promise." But here's the truth most won't tell you. The man who lets go quietly, the one who doesn't argue, the one who just vanishes into purpose, he's the one she remembers at 2 a.m. He's the one her mind replays over and over. Because she never got closure, only stillness. And stillness, my friend, cuts deeper than words. She doesn't want a hero. She wants a man who can walk alone. What if I told you she doesn't want a man to save her? She wants a man she can't figure out. A man who walks away without saying a word and keeps walking without ever looking back. Let's end with the truth most people won't dare say out loud. Women don't fall for the hero who drops everything for them. They don't fall for the guy who fixes all their problems, does everything they ask, and makes them the center of his whole world. They fall for the man who can stand alone, the one who walks in silence, the one who doesn't chase, the one who holds his peace like a sword and never begs to be understood. That's the man she dreams about. That's the man she respects, even if she doesn't say it. 1. Women are attracted to mystery, not clarity. It sounds strange, doesn't it? But it's true. When you give her all the answers, when you text her all day, when you explain every feeling, every thought, every move, you become too easy to read, and easy becomes boring. But the man who is calm, focused, and doesn't explain himself, he becomes a mystery. And mystery is magnetic. She starts to wonder, what is he thinking? Why doesn't he try harder with me? Who is he when I'm not around? That wondering grows. It turns into curiosity, then desire, then obsession, all because you didn't try to impress her. 2. The man who walks alone walks with power. There's something powerful about a man who doesn't need the crowd. He doesn't follow trends. He doesn't look for applause. He doesn't ask to be seen. And yet, everyone sees him. Because he walks like he knows where he's going. He doesn't rush. He doesn't explain. He doesn't prove. Women notice this. They feel it. He's different. He's not loud, but he's impossible to ignore. Because his power doesn't come from others. It comes from within. 3. The right woman wants to follow a man with purpose. Listen close. The right woman doesn't want to lead you. She doesn't want to complete you. She doesn't want to save you. She wants to follow a man who already has his own path. A man with purpose. A man with goals. A man who doesn't stop walking just because she's confused. If she senses that your world keeps moving, with or without her, she'll want to be part of it. But if your world stops every time she texts, "Hey," she'll lose respect. Because a woman doesn't chase the man who chases her. She chases the man who chases his purpose. 4. You must be willing to lose her, to keep yourself. Here's the hardest truth of all. If you're not willing to lose her, you'll lose yourself. And once you lose yourself, it's only a matter of time before she loses interest. She may say she wants closeness, but what she really wants is to feel that she's earned your time. If you give it away too easily, if you abandon your mission just to keep her close, she may stay for a while, but deep down, she won't respect you. But the man who can let go, the one who says, I want you, but I don't need you, that man, he keeps his power. And strangely, that's the man she comes back to. 5. Your detachment isn't cold. It's your shield. Some people will tell you, but that sounds mean. That sounds heartless. No, but detachment isn't about being cold. It's about being whole. It's about saying, I love deeply, but I don't break myself to be loved back. I show up fully, but I don't stay where I'm not valued. I'm open, but I'm not dependent. That's not selfish. That's strong. And women respect that more than any gift, compliment, or love letter. Because it shows you're not a boy chasing feelings. You're a man grounded in his soul. Become the mystery she tries to solve. You don't have to figure her out. You don't have to chase, explain, prove, or fix anything. You just have to become the mystery. The mystery she'll spend months trying to understand. The man she can't pin down. The man who made her feel everything without ever losing himself in the process. Let the world chase drama. Let the world chase comfort. You chase purpose, chase mastery, chase you. And watch what happens. She'll come back not because you begged, but because you became the one thing she couldn't forget. Ever.